Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Netters Network Thursday Things. Before I bring in our special guest, let me introduce to you that guy at the end of the bar, the love of my life, Troy Pacelli. How you doing, sweetie, and what are you sipping on?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I am drinking a Waterloo sparkling black cherry water because it's the only thing we had that was cold.
Well, we got energy drinks too.
Yeah, I didn't need one, so I just need to
Okay.
get some sodas in the fridge.
Then we got some things that are cold that he doesn't like to drink, and I'm not going to drink, and we bought them to see what they were like, and it's like, nope.
Yeah. How
Well, I
about
am
you?
drinking the Waterloo Sparkling Water Summer Berry,
Summer
so
berry.
I'm being different.
Summer's almost over. I think tomorrow night I'll make you the last of the summer drinks.
A margarita?
Daiquiri.
Oh, I knew it was something with ice.
Something with ice. Yeah,
Well, only
exactly.
because of the ingredients you were gathering.
Yes, exactly.
So now, without further ado, let me bring in our special guest, Disney Sheepherder, for Take Two.
Yes. Glad you could make it.
Thank you very much. Sorry about well, I'm
Oh, no
sorry for not
worries.
being
No
here
worries
last
at
time.
all.
It
Things
was a
happen.
snafu. I don't know if you caught the stream last week on the repeat or whatever, but I did say something to the effect of, hadn't heard from you, so I said, it must be, he must be having some sort of a Disney sheep herding emergency, that came up. And then sure enough, it was like during the stream, you said, I'm so sorry I got stuck at work or whatever. I said, see, a Disney sheep herding emergency. I was right.
Yeah, I go out of town quite a bit, and sometimes I get call outs and stuff like that, and
Hmm.
it it affects me doing this, and that's why I'm always scared to live stream because I can't really promise to where like if I make a video on my channel, I can do that anytime,
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
doing live streams is difficult sometimes.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, and speaking of that community, let's say hi to everybody.
Well, hold on. Let me get in there because I was saying hello to somebody else that came in.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Uh,
Well, it looks like Lawrence Knight was first.
Absolutely. Good to see you, my friend. I think he actually was here early enough that he came in, said hi, and left.
According to StreamYard, he was here at 8:01.
8:01. Okay. Okay. Well, if you get here an hour early, you deserve to be acknowledged first. So welcome, Lawrence.
And then there's that last call guy.
Yeah.
We also have Big Al. Big Al Presents. We have our special guest, Disney Sheepherder.
There you go. Welcome, welcome.
And, of course, the lovely Lady Miss with her special blue hearts for me and flowers.
Who was holding down holding down the blue wrench duties until deleted scenes got here. How you doing,
Yep.
buddy?
And now we have Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Take.
Hey, Lester. Good to see you.
I love the names that are kind of like a play on words.
Yeah, the skeptic tank. Yeah, I like that.
Let's see. We're trying to scroll, and StreamYard sometimes likes to jump, so hopefully I don't miss anybody.
I
We
see.
have Mr. Londell.
Mr. Londell. Welcome, welcome.
And of course, Gorilla Random Thoughts.
Hopla is nuknech.
I'm gonna say you have to say it in Klingon.
Yep.
And of course, our favorite geeky geezer, Agent Boomer. Our Admiral, Evelyn Hampton. How you doing, sweetie?
Kapla aj.
They just jumped. Hold on.
I think.
No, there's more.
And Lawrence comes back just to say, I got my eye on you. Letting us know he's back.
And Cyrility. Hey, sweetie. And Connie Cleary rounds us out. I think
There
at the
we go.
bottom.
Perfect.
So hopefully I got everybody. If I missed you, drop a comment saying, hey, you missed me, so I could say hi. Good
We
job,
have
my
been
little
pretty
sweetie.
lucky as far as the notification going out because I have noticed people kind of start sauntering in after we go live. So I don't know. I'd like to think that's a good sign.
Either there, they have that little, they have the little bell on, or they're checking
There
their
you go.
Twitters.
There you go. That's right.
Absolutely. So, our guest is Disney Sheepherder.
Yep.
And you all are here to learn all about Disney Sheepherder. So, I have to ask, how did you get started what made you start a channel? And how'd you come up with your name?
Well, I'd been, I guess, lurking on YouTube
Sure.
for probably 5 years. And then, I don't know, like a year ago, I made a channel, but I didn't put anything on it to probably 3 months ago.
Sure.
And only reason why is because I was watching, believe it or not, one of y'all's streams,
Ah.
and and one of Orville Nation,
Yeah, yeah.
and I don't know if I'm not plugging the guy, but a guy named Admiral Teague.
Yep.
Okay, and basically, when you lurk, you probably got like 4 or 5 different channels open at the same time,
Sure.
and you'll listen to one for a minute, and you'll hit pause or I mean the mute button. And I was just bouncing around. I said, you know what? I'll start making videos, but I don't want to do live streams, and I want to be lazy because everybody makes because everybody makes these videos and they're like 10 minutes long or something.
Yeah.
I thought, well, I can make half mine, maybe a minute or 2 minutes long. I should be good to go, because most people don't want to watch a whole video. So I thought, okay, I'll just make short ones, and I won't, point fingers or be mean. I'll just say, look, I watched this show, this movie, and I enjoyed it. And then I know I kind of cut off the subject, but yeah, that's kind of how I got into it, because I just wanted to say I like something, and a lot of times a lot of other people do too, or they don't like it.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
but I don't make arguments, and I think people appreciate that.
I have to
Good.
agree, and yeah, it's true. The vast majority of your videos are really under 2 minutes, and you talk a lot about films, and I think you and Big Al Presents probably kindred spirits in that regard. He's got his 10-word reviews,
Yeah.
which are like 2-minute videos. I'm like, okay, yeah, there's a similarity there. That's
Well, you
that's
also
really
have
good.
to remember that a lot of people, their attention spans are like, those of squirrels or
Mm.
dogs, rather, squirrel,
Yeah, exactly.
you know?
So yeah, but the big question is Disney Sheepherder.
How'd you come up with that
Yeah,
name?
where did that come from? There's got to be a story there.
Yes, there is. I don't even say the word. I'll say it one time for you. Star Wars.
Oh
I say
yeah,
I say Star was now. I
Star
never say
Wars.
Yeah.
I
it's
like
always
that.
Star was. And what happened is because Disney took over Star was, so I thought, all right, I'm gonna have a play on Disney.
Uh,
And then at the time, when I thought about it, there was like a mime going around where people were being sheep.
yep. I
You
hear
remember
you.
that? Yeah. And I thought, let me combine the two. Disney Sheepherder. And I thought, okay, I'll start herding their sheep away from Disney.
Yeah.
Okay,
There you
not to
go.
shame Disney too much. There's still some content I do watch, and I'll admit it, I still subscribe. Okay.
Hmm.
A lot of people get mad when they hear that. Well, what? I go, look, how am I supposed to be honest and judge these shows if I'm not watching them? I don't want to steal from somebody else's negativity or
True.
positivity about a show based on one of their videos. So I'll make my own by watching them myself. And
Well, no, you're absolutely right, and I think there is that sheep-like mentality, and that's. I'll tell you what. Asking the question just for formality's sake, but I kind of got it when I saw that. I'm like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. But then getting the opportunity to talk to you like this, which is awesome. It's kind of cool to like sort of meet face to face, kind of. But
Yeah.
I appreciate the invite here. I mean,
absolutely.
I've watched y'all live many a time, and I've chimed in a few questions with you.
Absolutely, seeing you hanging out. It's been great to hang out with you, and that's a big part of it too. We do try to bring in, YouTubers that we follow, that we enjoy. The idea being, if we enjoy them and you enjoy our content, you're probably going to like what we like. So
Yeah.
let's introduce you to some of the people we listen to, and then also, the people that are the kind of the regulars in our chat, that have a channel, that they're starting. Well, by all means, you've supported us. Let's get you in here so everybody knows about your channel. Check them out. But then And real quick, let's say hi to Leah Rose, who just popped in here.
Hi, Leah Rose.
Welcome, Leah. Good to see you. But now getting a chance to talk to you directly, and bit of an accent I'm hearing down there. So I'm kind of wondering, does that mean you're the other side of the Mason-Dixon line from where we're at?
Yes, sir. That is true.
Without doxing yourself too much, whereabouts?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm a combination of two states, but currently living in Georgia.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I grew up in Louisiana, so even people in Georgia say I sound different.
That's fair. That's fair. Do you think maybe your accent kind of falls in between, or does it lean more towards one state than the other?
Honestly, yeah, I think you're right. It does kind of fall in between. I mean, like my brother, he still lives in Louisiana, and like my nieces, I can't understand a word they say.
I I have people don't really know this too much. They just assume based on the vowel at the end of the word, that I'm strictly Italian, but they don't realize that the Italian name comes actually from my mother's side of the family. My dad was well, he used to say that he was Irish by descent, but let's be honest, he was just a redneck. And he grew up in Southern Illinois, and his stepdad, his accent was so drawled and so thick, most of the family couldn't understand him. He had to, kind of do like this, and he kind of mumble a bit. What are you saying? I don't understand you. But good. That's awesome. Kind of goes. Have you ever done any sheep herding? I guess I gotta ask.
No, sir, I hadn't.
That's fair. I just figured it would be funny if you did.
Honestly, since you brought it up, I've been thinking about it the last couple of months, maybe going, there's actually a few sheep farms, and I was thinking about going up to one and maybe doing some kind of short video or something.
That
Just,
would be brilliant. That would be brilliant. I would probably get a real charge out of that. That would be good. And let's face it, animal videos do very, very well.
They do.
There you go.
Those and
yeah, that's
farming.
true.
Well, I think people are getting more and more interested in farming and raising their own food because things are looking a little scary out there, and I think food security is probably a big concern for a lot of people. But you got to respect the people that know how to do that stuff and take care of themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what do you? And honestly, looking over you don't have a huge library of content, but a good enough to kind of see where you're going with your channel. What kind of movies do you like the most? What in your entertainment? What are some of the things you gravitate towards?
Those type of film noir type movies, they don't come out very often.
Yeah. Like
But,
Trouble Is My Business with Tom Conkle, who we'll be talking with tomorrow night on my channel.
yeah, I
Have you
remember when
seen
he
the
was.
movie?
No, not that one, but the guy you're talking about, I'm
Tom
familiar
Conkle,
with
yeah.
him. Yeah, I saw that stream you did with him.
Yeah.
What, 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you subscribe to his channel, just got
I
a
did.
little sidetracked here, but his channel is The Real Deal, REEL, Real Deal with Tom Conkle here on YouTube. His movie, Trouble Is My Business, is available for free on his channel, so you could check it out there. Or you could watch it on Tubi, or you could watch it on, I think it's available on Amazon, and a number of other places. But yeah,
I'll definitely
speaking of
watch it.
film noir, that is a modern film noir, but done as a period piece, done very, very well on a shoestring budget, and you cannot tell it because that movie looks good.
It's like we actually had a stream. Gosh,
Oh,
I
it
can't
had to have
remember
been
when.
more than a year ago.
Yeah, where he actually was like, okay, in this part of the film.
Yeah, we did a
this,
rewatch of it.
Yeah, it's
right.
like we did this type of CG to make it work with the shadows and all
That
that
was
sort
the
of thing.
key.
And
He was
it's great.
talking about some of the location shots he did, and they were uh, green screen. And I'm like,
That was a green
I did not even realize that was just amazing, because some of the shots he did, it's very difficult these days to do a location shot when you're doing a period piece, because you don't want there to be telephone poles and satellite dishes on
Yeah.
and modern signage and stuff. And I was really, really impressed. And you see how he does a movie, like I said, on a shoestring budget, and then you compare it to some of the movies we're seeing with big budgets these days, and I go, well, what did you do with all that money? If Tom Conkle is making a better looking film than you are with a tenth of your budget, where did all your money go?
Exactly.
Samuel Proctor, want to say hi to you real quick. I see you just jumped in here. Animal videos are the backbone of the video side of the internet. That and a less reputable topic. Yeah, exactly. You make an excellent point. And Adega, Dr. and author Adega Outlaw, welcome, welcome. Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, I subbed to him too. I like that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. So you were saying something about the different movies that Disney.
Oh,
Sheepherder
yeah.
doing. You were saying
So
film noir.
what is
It's
your
like I had to get back on track?
Yeah, I'm sorry. So I did sidetrack us. So so what would you say some of your favorite genre? Okay, so you said film noir. What else? What else? What's come out recently that you really enjoyed?
Oh, recently?
Yeah. I know it's hard these days, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
And I know you try to keep it positive.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it positive. I'd say, as far as like, let's go with television since I can think of
Okay,
good.
sure.
That Pickett show.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't
Joe
watch
Pickett.
real TV.
Joe Pickett. I'd recommend that.
Oh, okay. I'd never even heard of that one. Let me look that up.
I did a video of it. I mean, it's like a minute or two long, but that'll kind of cover it for you. It's just good. I mean,
Nice.
especially considering what you got.
Oh, okay.
Nowadays.
It's a Paramount original.
Yes, and
Okay.
I know Paramount's got a couple of decent shows people need to watch. The Godfather of Harlem, that's good too.
Well, I think as long as they stick to the original content and maybe stay away from some of the franchise stuff that they're just mucking up,
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Okay, yeah, no, I'll definitely have to check out this Joe Pickett thing.
Yeah. Most recently, I don't know if there's any fans of manga or anime or anything, but Netflix actually made a show and didn't destroy it. It's called One Piece.
Been hearing a lot about that. I have.
It's good. And they just got renewed for a second season, and it's deserving. And the original guy who did the manga back in the day, he actually had his whole hand in it with Netflix. And that's why he gave permission to him. And he said, I want to oversee it. And he made sure they didn't Netflix it, if you know what I mean. So
that's an excellent comparison, because I've heard a lot of people talking about that, making the comparison to what was that one that Netflix did?
Please don't say Cleopatra.
No. The manga inspired series.
Castlevania?
No, I haven't even gotten to that one yet. But
Okay.
it was a couple years ago. We were doing some commentaries. Somebody in the chat's going to tell me what we were talking about. Maybe Age of Boomer, because I saw him in here a little bit. But
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop. That's what it was.
Yeah, give Age Boomer credit. I saw that. I thought it was Cowboy. I watched that on the Amazon. I didn't know.
Oh, I thought it was Netflix. I apologize.
Okay, you just had my Netflix brain moving.
That would totally explain why I wasn't making the connection there. But but people have been comparing One Piece to Cowboy Bebop and saying, yeah, the One Piece, is doing a good job of conveying what it really is about without messing around with the formula, and people are receiving it well. And I think, again, going back to your I don't know if you want to be as formal as to say it's a mission statement, but your intent to be positive about things on your channel is pointing out when things do well that people like. We've been saying this for a long time. That does send a loud message to the entertainment industry. Look, if you want our money, you want our viewership, you want our support, you want to be successful, this is what we like. You want to not be successful. The stuff that we're going to pan and do videos about and say that we don't like, and then you don't get the viewership ratings, you do this. And it's not difficult. I mean, the entertainment industry used to, back in the day, spend a big part of their marketing budget to do pre-screenings and focus groups and stuff to find out what people liked and what people thought. Well, nowadays in the internet age, you can get all that information for free. Just pay attention to what people are saying. They are very vocal about it. And if you ignore that, well, you end up where Disney is. Let's just be honest. The numbers don't lie.
I mean, look how excited we were when Mandalorian came out. The first season blew everybody's mind. I don't care what side of the fence you're on. Everybody was riding that wave.
Yeah.
And then season 2 happens about halfway through, not to mention somebody getting fired.
Yeah.
And then other things like that. But by the time season 3 rolled around, we pretty much gave up on the show.
Yeah.
And then they followed that same pattern with Boba Fett and boom, 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 all the way to Ashoka. Yet they're not listening to us. We're the ones that spend the money. The people they're trying to please, they're not the true geeks.
Yeah.
They're the ones who hijacked our culture.
Exactly.
And they're not doing anybody any good by doing it. And they wonder why they keep losing money.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And so I do rely on channels like yours, Deleted Scenes, Big Al Presents. You guys will do a review on some film or stream or something that I'd never heard of before, and I'll go, well, I respect this person. I like a lot of the same things they like. Let me go check it out. And for example, I never would have even heard about Joe Pickett until you mentioned it. So now I got something new I can go check out. So many people have suggested Tulsa King. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I've heard about it.
It's a good show.
I need to check it out.
I enjoyed it.
I haven't heard of that one either.
Yeah, Tulsa King's good.
So definitely got to check it out. I mean, Deleted Scenes was responsible for me. What was that series we watched? Deleted Scenes. It was it was about the black hole out in the guy's.
Oh yeah, that was a good show.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah, Josh Brolin. It was Outer Range. Yeah, I had never even heard of it, and he's like, "You got to watch it." And then we ended up doing like this series. Him, me, and Age of Boomer about it. And I'm like, I'm hoping that they do. Yeah, he's shouting it at me. Outer Range. Do you know if they're doing a second season, Deleted Scenes? Because they kind of left us on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
or a black hole edge hanger, if you will. I don't know. But we got to check that out. But so exactly.
Yeah, it's like if the Yellowstone met the Twilight Zone. There you go.
That was and I think the thing that the Deleted Scenes and I both kind of gravitated towards was there's a little bit of a Twin Peaks kind of feel to it as well. So definitely. Oh yeah, and Samuel Proctor is funding a New Zealand sci-fi movie. So, and that's the other thing too, people funding starting their own thing and whatnot. We'll be talking tomorrow night, like I was saying, with Tom Conkle again about his Island in the Stars. So yeah, I mean, it's not. I agree with you, Disney Sheepherder. We got to be positive and share the things that we enjoy, because it's word of mouth that's always been what really makes things successful, right? But the other element is sometimes just making your own stuff and supporting the people that you know of that are making their own stuff, because and okay, gonna get off on a little tangent here, but it's germane to kind of where my brand is. I do a lot of talking about toys, and one of the and even movies, and there are certain things that I wish existed that didn't, prototype toys that didn't get made and stuff like that. So I've really gotten into making custom toys, and I've done some videos, featuring them. Got a whole line of Star Wars holiday special action figures that were never made, but in an alternate universe, I believe they were released. And so I even have a parody video up featuring some of those. I've got fan edits of films that are in some cases better than the original films, whether it's adding a deleted scene or inventing, a scene out of whole cloth. So yeah, sometimes you just got to do it for yourself, I think is what I'm getting at. But anyway, and I love seeing everybody in the chat talking to each other. It's community. That's, I think, the biggest thing that, and tell me what you think about this, Sheepherder. I've heard a number of commenters bring this up. It used to be that if there was a TV show I mentioned Twin Peaks, for example, but you could do this with any show that was, episodic, that was really, really big. You'd watch the show when it aired, specific night, specific time on whatever network. And everybody had that network because it was terrestrial TV. You just turn your TV on, you'd watch ABC, NBC, CBS, whatever it was, right? And then the following day, it would be water cooler talk, right?
That's a
Did you see Twin Peaks last night? Did you see that?
Yeah.
What did you think of that? Da, 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 da. No, I didn't see it. Oh, well, this happened and that happened. Nobody was too bothered about spoilers, because if they missed it, they wanted to be in on the conversation. So they're like, what did I miss? And then people would talk about it and so forth, And that was how fandoms built. Nowadays, because of the way the streaming services work, you're watching something on Paramount. I don't have Paramount. We go into work. Hey, did you see, Joe Pickett? What's Joe Pickett? Oh, it's the show. Oh, what channel is that on? That's on Paramount. Oh, I don't have Paramount. And we can't build that, it helps that we can connect with other people that, through the internet, that are watching it across country, around the world. But it's not the same as the guy you work with every day, or the couple you see at church and whatnot. You don't have that connection anymore, and I think that's really missing from the zeitgeist and the appeal of some of these shows. At least that's my opinion.
No, that sounds about right. On the flip side of it, it's kind of cool to run into somebody and have a discussion about a show and then look at you going, yeah, I need to check that out. And that makes you feel kind of good because you know how that person is. And it's probably going to be something right down their alley.
I think, and that's a great point too, because I was pointing out to Aged Boomer that because of the internet, because of YouTube in particular, one of the things that Aged Boomer likes to do on his channel a lot, he does these, he starts every show with the good old days. And we'll share something about something we enjoyed as we were growing up, whether it was a TV show, a movie, some kind of toys, whatever. Usually things we think that the younger generation might not be aware of. And we live in an era where we can share in a way that we never could before. where you bring up, for example, Joe Pickett, or I bring up an older show like Twin Peaks. You never saw it before, but you can binge it right now in real time and get caught up and go, yeah, you're right. I love that. And then start talking about it. And for those of us that enjoyed a show 30 years ago, getting some new people and interested in it, now we have a whole new batch of people to share it with and talk about it with and so forth. That's exactly why Deleted Scenes and I are going to be starting a stream dedicated to Twin Peaks and doing rewatches and sharing it with a whole new generation, and Age of Boomer in particular, because he didn't really watch Twin Peaks, so we're gonna kind of spoon feed him through it and take him and the chat through it. But it's not just the older stuff. It's like you said, this newer stuff on the various streaming services. So there is that element that the internet brings to it, I think. But yeah, no, absolutely. And so and Age of Boomer knows this about me. I think that the chat knows this about me. When it comes to anime, when it comes to manga, I know almost nothing. Almost nothing. If it hasn't been made into something recently, or there's some modern, scuttlebutt about it, I haven't even heard of it. People laugh at me because they say, what's my knowledge of anime and stuff like that. I'm like, I know Speed Racer, I know Battle of the Planets. I mean, other than that, that's about it.
Yeah.
But so what are some of the series or films or mangas that you would recommend to me?
If you're first starting out, I'd say Ghost in the Shell.
I've heard that.
Okay, you can't go wrong there.
I've never seen that.
Well, I'm not talking about the one with the pretty girl in it from what's her name, the Black Widow, that lady.
Yeah. No, I haven't even seen.
I'm talking about the one from '96 that they made.
Yeah.
It's the actual anime cartoon manga.
Yeah.
And it's it was like, and it was very successful, not just here in the States but worldwide.
Yeah.
And it was right then that anime blew up.
Yeah.
Because it was definitely behind closed doors, and when people talked about it before '96, they thought it was kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
But it finally hit that popular mode, and it's been doing pretty well since. And as far as the magazine would go, and I ain't talking about the show that's brand new, but One Piece.
Yeah.
You'd enjoy it. It's just a good
I would
read.
imagine, yeah. I see Lawrence Knight is recommending, and this, I'm not sure if this is a great one for an introduction, but Akira. So Akira is another one that I'm aware of. I did see that when I was it was almost 30 years ago now.
Could I interrupt you for a second?
Sure, absolutely.
Jesse Guardo, he's asking which Ghost in the Shell, the anime movies or the series?
Yeah.
I just want to answer both.
Yeah.
You can't lose. Sorry.
There you go. Fair enough. But I did see Akira. I enjoyed it. I was intrigued, but I was also very confused. I was like, it had I don't know, it had like a Twin Peaks kind of effect on me. I was like, okay, I need to go away and think about this a bit. Here comes the recommendations. Yeah. See, I know that once I open it up, anybody who's a fan of anime and manga, just they're happy to share with you their thoughts about what you should get into. But I think you just need to understand that someone like me needs a little bit of spoon feeding, and maybe Akira might be jumping a little bit too into the deep end. Maybe we take it a little bit easier. I'll back up and check out this One Piece, I think. Yeah, floodgates. Thanks, Fletcher.
Another one. I think another one that the chat probably recognizes, Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, I've heard
either
about that.
Brotherhood or the
I've heard of that
I've
one.
heard it
Yeah.
described as being a very aspirational hero type of story.
Can't remember
Yeah,
how
it's
I
got
feel
some
about
dark
it.
elements too.
Lone Wolf and Cub manga book series was made into Lone Wolf Shogun Assassin movies. Quite good, but extremely violent. I don't have a problem necessarily with extreme violence.
Yeah, you like horror films.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that very stylized kind of violence is borders on humorous, to be honest with you. But yeah, Big Al saying Full Metal Alchemist is awesome. Yeah, Brotherhood.
Yeah, I don't think it's got the. I mean, everybody who knows anime knows it, but Full Metal Alchemist, I just don't think you get any better than that.
Okay,
It
okay.
should be out there.
That's a pretty big recommendation. So I'll
And
definitely.
Evelyn enjoyed you most of the talking because I have a sore throat, so I'm trying to rest it.
Oh, that's not good. Netter's got a very sensitive voice. I hate to say it, but it's true. The slightest thing, she'll lose her voice, and so.
Yeah, it's bad when I start sounding like Mickey Mouse, and then it slides into Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, which may sound good, but I know that she's in pain when it gets to that point. But yeah, absolutely. So, what would you say? Oh, real quick, let me say hi to Geek Flag with Nate Knows. Welcome, welcome. If you want to watch an anime that will make you cry, Graveyard and the Firefly.
Oh, the Firefly.
I dare you to watch that and not cry.
Aww.
It's about a brother and sister orphaned during World War II in Japan. That sounds interesting, and it's actually that particular the World War II dramatic undertones in stories I've found have been very common in anime, and I do think some of this the best entertainment oftentimes is culturally relevant. It communicates something about your culture and your history and so forth.
Well, we all know what Godzilla means.
Oh, absolutely. And interestingly, I've noticed that I mean it's very on the nose how it started and what it was about, but it does seem to kind of reinvent itself over the decades and continues to stay relevant. Ego Proxy and Tokyo Ghoul. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you opened up the floodgates there, sir.
Yeah, well, I can always go back to this and take notes and stuff.
Well, this is October, so it's horror month
Yeah,
for
exactly.
all our rewatches.
Exactly. But so let me shift a little bit, and you guys can hit me with the anime again at another time. That's cool, and I thank you for all your recommendations. But so Sheepherder, what is your vision for your channel? Where do you see it going? Because I'll tell you something. You've got a good little chunk of content there, but again, like you said, because they're smaller, shorter form videos, you guys can go check out all of his stuff in just less than an hour. And yet, wow, you've done so great, I guess, marketing yourself. You're already over 1,000 subscribers. That's amazing, man. So where do you think
like
you
3
might be?
months.
Yeah. So where do you think you might be going with your channel?
I think I'm just going to continue doing this. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I need probably to get on some shows a little bit more, but not to push myself, but at the very least get out there and let people know that I'm a human being. Not,
Absolutely. Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. What you said you don't do any live stream? Is it a scheduling thing? You just don't want to?
well, as far as my channel, I've never done a live stream. I think
Uh-huh.
this is probably the 4th time I've ever put myself on the internet.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I think I think one time you invited me on your show for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I did about 15 minutes was Doomcock once,
Oh, okay.
and then Admiral Teague, and then now y'all, and
There you
that's
go.
over like a year, the past year.
Wow, you
Um,
were on Doomcock?
Yeah.
yes,
I
but
thought,
it's
okay,
just
totally
10 or 15
jelly, wow.
minutes. Uh,
Well, I'll
it-
tell you what. That make a big connection there. You end up on a channel as big as Doomcock, even for 15 minutes. That'll get you some subscribers. That's for sure. Good on you.
yeah,
Good
it
on you.
got me about 500.
There you go.
Wow.
See, that's how it works. I'll tell you. That
Yeah,
is
Well,
so if
another
awesome.
thing
mine
too
jumped up that
is
high, I'd have to skip a couple levels
Yeah,
in my giveaways.
exactly. That's right. That's right. Um, but yeah, the other thing too, though, and the reason I was asking that question, what I was leading up to, is so you have the subscriber numbers, but I'm guessing you probably don't have the view time.
The
Whereas
what?
I'm
no,
probably the other way around. I got great view time. I'm just having a hard time getting the subscribers. But I'll tell you what, the live streams on a weekly basis, it's a great way to get watch time. It's
yeah.
just something to
Absolutely.
think about.
It's
But
just was my work.
I get it.
I don't want to start a stream and go, oh, I just got buzzed. I got to go.
Yeah.
Like me, you might notice I keep turning my head occasionally
Uh-huh.
because I got my phone on silent, but I got two phones and I got to make sure I'm not getting text or getting hit up
I
because
get you.
I do
I
different
get
kind
you.
of work. And technically, I'm not on call tonight, so I've actually had a couple of drinks, but I haven't had a lot. Like right now, I'm sipping on a Gatorade and a coffee just to feel a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah. I get you.
But
I get you.
yeah, I definitely would love to make more videos and to maybe even stream with y'all again or with somebody else. But I just honestly I hadn't had time. And I will say this: the good part is I have got a lot of invites. I just can't do it.
Yeah. No, well,
Uh,
good. I'm glad that we were able to get you on over here. I feel like when you have that kind of a schedule, it's like, just crossing your fingers and hoping, and I'm glad it worked out for us tonight. So that's
yeah,
good.
Yeah. You were talking
'cause-
about looking to the side. People see me looking kind of over
Yep.
because Troy's literally 4 feet in front of me.
Yep. Yeah.
And
She's
so
looking
I'll
over
look
the
over my
monitor
monitor
me.
at him
That's
because
right.
it's like he's talking, so I have a tendency to look
So
at
she
who's
literally
speaking.
looks at me. Exactly.
Yeah,
Good
because
point,
he's
good
he's
point.
speaking, so I'm looking at him.
but
But
but I thank YouTube for one thing though, and I thank them all the time. Uh, just I I didn't realize it was such a nice geek community
yeah.
where, geeks from all different walks of life because you remember when we was kids, we'd make fun of geeks even if we were a geek if they
Right.
looked a little different, if that
Yeah.
makes any sense.
Yeah.
Exactly. I
Yeah,
what I love, and I think we tend to vilify social media a lot, and with good cause. I think there's some big negatives about social media, but there are some real positives that we really should acknowledge. And one of them is, you talk about the geek communities here on, yeah, Geeks Rock. You're absolutely right. The overlap of geek communities, because I see, some of my favorite YouTubers that I think are very different, that would have nothing in common, suddenly coming together and being on each other's channels. What I mean by that is you got your Doomcock, your Critical Drinker, Midnight's Edge, PJ, those kinds, and you think, okay, that's one thing. That has nothing to do with things like the Law Tube and Legal Mindset and Viva Fry and Robert Barnes.
You almost said Viva Barnes, didn't you?
Well, because Viva Barnes is the brand.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then you see, oh, Legal Mindset does a video about Reedy Creek and Disney, and he ends up on, Valiant Renegade and Midnight's Edge and so on and so forth. And then he's on with Robert Barnes, and Robert Barnes then has the Star Wars. What's her name? The Star Wars girl.
which one?
She,
You talking about Ray?
Is that literally her name? That Star Wars
that
girl?
Star Wars girl. I think that's her name. Somebody help me out.
Daisy Ridley. Daisy
No,
Ridley.
no, the YouTuber.
Oh, there's several of them. I think I've subscribed to like 3 different ones, and they all have like similar names.
Yeah. That Star Wars girl, I think, is
Okay, and then you
Anna.
got
Anna,
the
that Star
Lucas.
Wars girl. That's it.
Okay, and then you got the Lucas Star Wars girl,
Yeah.
and then you got the other Star Wars girl who does like, I guess, what are those calendars?
Yeah.
So,
And then, again, I thought, okay, there's going to be no connection here.
And
And
you've got everybody going, Anna,
that Star Wars
Anna.
girl. Thank you. I know my chat comes through for the problem is, and it bugs the heck out of me. This lag that we have, Netter and Sheepherder and I are real time, and you guys don't hear what we've said until like 15 seconds after we've already said it.
Yeah.
So, and then it takes
Wow.
you guys time to type to respond back. It's just the nature of the thing. But then another area of YouTube that I enjoy is the 2A community, with all these court cases that are working their way up to SCOTUS about right to keep and bear arms. And then I see a video like Brandon Herrera, who, big 2A guy. And then sure enough, he does a video in honor of Star Wars where he's featuring a 22 pistol designed in the shape of Han Solo's blaster, and he's dressed up like Han Solo, and he's making all these references, and then suddenly he kind of blows up with the Star Wars community. I'm like, this is brilliant. And then you come to realize that, thank you, that we have this we have so many diverse interests that do overlap, that seem to have nothing to do with each other. What they have to do with each other is us. So
Exactly.
Good point.
that's kind of what I like about social media. And I'm going to keep it positive. I won't talk about the things I don't like about social media. That's
You do
for
that on
another
your
night.
channel.
We'll do that on another night. That's right.
We
Well,
come
since you
here for
brought up-
positivity.
There you go.
Yes, and since you brought up Star Wars,
Star
can I
Wars.
say something about Ashoka real quick?
If you want,
Yeah,
sure. You said
Yeah.
you were going to keep it positive. No.
Wait,
I
I'm
want
sorry.
to.
Go ahead.
I
But
handed
you-
you the water, and Geek Flag said, "What a good wife."
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, because I've got the little mini fridge.
Yeah,
next to
that's
me,
the thing.
so
If it
I
was
can
over
reach
by
it.
me, I'd be handing it to her.
Well, let's just say I may upset some people because I did make a video and it was negative against Ashoka, but I still continue to watch it. And now that last episode, notwithstanding, because that was not good. Anyway, but I see where they're going, is what I'm getting at, because
Uh-huh.
they're not targeting us anymore.
Yeah.
We are the old timers. We understand the canon. We understand the lore. We read
Yeah.
all the expanded universe. What they're doing now is they're going for the new folks. They're trying to think, okay, well, they're the ones that's going to spend money in the future. So they're just rewriting everything. I mean, I remember if you got hit by a lightsaber, you died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they chopped an arm off or a hand. Other than that, if you caught one in the chest,
Yep.
Yep. Zip.
and then metachlorians,
Yeah.
not everybody can be a Jedi, but apparently they can be now.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
then Order 66, well, I guess it doesn't matter anymore. I mean, why make all those movies when it all fell into that, and yet they're just throwing that out the window? So they're pretty much Jar Jar Abrams Star Trek, and they're redoing the whole thing, a different timeline apparently, and
And
it hurts my feelings. Is all I'm saying.
it does. And a lot of other commenters have said it. I'll just summarize. If you are a company that buys a very valuable IP for billions of dollars, okay, the reason you're buying it is not for the IP itself. The reason it is valuable is because of the fans that come along with it. If you jettison those fans to get a new audience, that's killing the golden goose. And that's what so many of these companies have absolutely done. So it is foolish because you're what is the old saying? You're stepping over a dollar to pick up a penny. That's basically what they're doing by deconstructing these things for some new audience that is not as interested as the fanatics, which is, let's face it, that's what a fan is. Fan is just short for fanatics. And then they vilify us for being fanatics. It's like, well, that's what makes you money. Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, we're not being haters. We're giving constructive criticism so you can improve your product, because at the end of the day, we're still the ones spending the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, if you want to know what's going to make this a success, talk to the fans. We can tell you what we like and what we don't like, but if you don't listen, well, then you're going to be the way Disney is.
And this is why so many, we've walked away from Star Wars, walked away from Star Trek, we've walked away from so many other franchises, and we're all saying we don't even have hope for these anymore. They can't be fixed. So we're happy with what we've got and we're walking away from it. And now we're looking for something new. So speaking of looking for something new, tomorrow night I will be inviting back director, actor, producer,
writer,
general entertainment guy, Tom Conkle. We will be talking again about his new project, Island in the Stars, which I honestly believe is going to be the next, Star Wars. I keep drawing that comparison because Star Wars started out as an independent project with characters that nobody had ever heard of. Mm-hmm. So the franchise was made up from the scratch. There was no canon, no continuity. Well, we have an opportunity to get in on the ground floor.
And currently they're $13,456 out of $66,000. So come on, guys. Every little dollar helps. They only have 114 backers. Y'all keep asking for good films. Here is one.
Here's an opportunity to put your money where your mouth is. Helps make something happen. Can you imagine?
Amazing.
Back when George Lucas was working on Star Wars, and he was looking for financial backing, to make his movie. If you had an opportunity to get in on the ground floor of that, here's an opportunity. We'll talk about that tomorrow night with
I just
Tom.
dropped the link for the Indiegogo for anyone. In fact, I'm going to pin it.
What time is the show tomorrow?
So tomorrow night, 9 Central. That's 10 Eastern.
Okay.
Yeah,
last call on my channel.
It's always at 9 p.m. Central.
Yeah, 9 Central. And that is tomorrow night. Saturday, let's see, we just did the commitment. So Saturday we are back over to Big Al's channel.
For the Rocky Horror Show.
We'll be watching the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I love that show.
I know, right? And we're going to share our various stories about it. Obviously, we're going to have some very different first experiences with it.
I'm currently watching Tim Curry and something else right now.
I'll tell you what, I've seen a meme that says you could tell a lot about a person by what Tim Curry is their favorite. And then there was different picture there of Frank and
Pennywise.
Pennywise and all the other different characters, that he's done. And he's done a vast. I mean, this is, a good actor when they can go from playing, scary, monster character to funny, Frankenfurter type character to the butler in Clue. And
I forgot he was in that.
When he played Rooster in Annie. I mean, he's been
he was in The Hunt for Red October, and
The Hunt for Red October. That's right, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Recommend everybody goes to see The Creator. I heard about that. In fact, what's interesting is Nerd Cookies did a video about it. Referring to it as a spiritual prequel to Dune, because it seems to hit and Legend. Yes, we know you love it, Big Al. Yeah, that's another one. You almost forget that it's Tim Curry under all that makeup. The creator tells a story that is very, very similar to the Butlerian Jihad in Dune. So there is that spiritual crossover there. So that is Saturday on Big Al Presents. We'll be doing the Time Warp. Sunday, there's a whole lot going on. If you're in the chat here, deleted scenes, and you want to drop the links, we have at 7 Central, 8 Eastern on Sunday, unscripted with deleted scenes. What is the title and topic of your talk on Sunday?
You need to put a sticky note with the times because you always forget them.
I do. Thursday is when I start putting together my notes for at 8 o'clock Central, 9 Eastern on Sunday, Geeky Geezers. And when I do that, I start putting together all the links for what's coming up in the week. So I just go off the top of my head on Thursday. So I'm yeah, you're right. I need to get a little bit more organized myself. But the weekend update, 11:30 p.m. Eastern. That is, when is that? That is, that's in a half hour. I'm sorry. I totally missed one. So tonight over on Deleted Scenes, he just dropped the link with his weekend update in a half hour. I'm going to thumbs it up right now.
Yeah, I like his thumbnail. It just says "whoa."
Whoa, yeah, not stop, but whoa. And yeah, that makes
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. So unscripted is stay in your lane, and what's cool about his thumbnail usually intriguing. I look at the thumbnail and I don't know for sure. It implies what he might be talking about, but that is episode 34 of Unscripted. That is 7 o'clock Central, 8 Eastern over on Deleted Scenes on Sunday.
I think he's going to be talking about bad drivers.
Very possibly. I got a lot to say about that. And then, like I said, get your Week in Geek News. There's going to be a lot of talk. You guys like the anime and you like the whatnot. We'll be having some Cancelvania talk on Sunday, apparently. So I've been given a lot of homework and things I got to get caught up on. So that is 8 Eastern, 8 Central, 9 Eastern over on Age of Boomers channel for Geeky Geezers. And then the other side of midnight, especially if you don't catch my stream on Friday, Tom Conkle is coming back to Deleted Scenes. He did same thing that happened to you happened to Tom Conkle. He couldn't make it to last week's stream over on Deleted Scenes channel. So this is take 2 for him. So 11 o'clock Central, slightly after midnight Eastern, over on Deleted Scenes on Sunday, or I guess that's Monday morning, depending on which side of that time zone you fall on. He'll be talking with Tom Conkle about Island in the Stars. And who is your guest 1 week from today, Netter? I probably need to put a thumbnail together for you.
You might actually already have one. Let's see.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Castlevania, and that's not anime. Well, okay, you're right. It's a gaming thing, but
that's our next
week.
It's close enough.
Horror.
Yeah. It's who?
The Vagrancy Horror.
Vagrancy Horror.
Yeah, so yes, I do need a thumbnail for them.
Great channel. I'll put that together for you, and we will be enjoying the holiday season and the creepy with the Vagrancy Horror, and that is back here next week at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. And have I missed anything, Neto?
I don't think so. You came to Thursday. If you want to say what's going on that Friday, bring it, to the end of the work week. You're like, I don't know.
I don't remember. I actually have to go to my channel to see. YouTube Studio, content, live. That's right. So next week on my channel, a week from tomorrow, is Friday the 13th, which is a perfect day, I felt, to celebrate passing 666 subscribers with a watch party of the 1976 film The Omen. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, no,
Nice.
that is my little Halloween contribution. That's a week from tomorrow night.
And then, of course, if you want to go to the Saturday on my channel, so right back here again next week, we'll be watching The Conjuring, isn't it? You got the DVDs
The
there.
Conjuring.
The Conjuring, yeah.
Yep.
And I might have a special guest host for that one.
Awesome.
So
Something to look forward to.
we will see.
So there we go, my friends. Before we wrap up, Disney Sheepherder, any last sheep herdering news that you might need to share with us?
Honestly, I don't have any news, but I just wanted to say thank you to y'all and thank you to the chat. The chat was very busy. I
Yes,
kept
it was.
We have
reading
a
it,
great chat.
trying to keep
We have
up
a
with it. Yeah.
fantastic chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's community. I love it. It really is awesome.
Let me address Geek Flag with Nate Knows. He said, why not Friday the 13th on Friday the 13th? Explain.
Well, a couple reasons. First, the celebration is for my passing 666 subscribers, so that means The Omen. That just made sense.
666
The
is
fact
Omen.
that it was on Friday the 13th just was kind of a serendipitous. But I have done a watch party of Friday the 13th on another channel previously, so I've been kind of holding off on doing that one. But I may again in the future. I don't know. But for now, it's The Omen, and I think that's one that because 1976, I think a lot of people might not even be aware of it. And we're going to talk about the influence that one had on horror. There's a lot of tropes that come out of that I think you see in a lot of films today that you might not even be aware of. Kind of started with The Omen. So we'll talk about that in a week and a day.
Do you have any final words, darling?
I don't. I want to reiterate what Disney Sheepherder was just talking about. The chat is awesome. You guys are what really make this happen. We come up with a topic and we have a guest on and we share the things that we're interested in about. But
And sometimes we stay on topic.
Thanks for bringing that up, Nate, because I have the whole series on DVD. I am a huge
Probably the
Robey
13th
fan.
yeah.
Absolutely. I think I have talked about. I think I did. It was either a Good Old Days on Geeky Geezers or Culture Fortress on Mr.
No,
Matchstick's
it was
channel.
Geeky Geezer where you just
Was
totally fanboyed over her.
Yeah, but I was talking about I could feel like it had to have been Culture Fortress because I remember doing a slideshow about it.
Oh,
But
okay, maybe.
but yeah, that'll be something to revisit in the future too. Definitely.
And of course, I want to remind everyone to please subscribe to our guest tonight. Disney
Absolutely.
Sheepherder.
Links in the
Deleted Scenes
below.
has dropped the link to our special guest, so make sure that you subscribe to Disney Sheepherder. Also, make sure that you subscribe to one another and double check to make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube likes to take away subs because YouTube.
Yeah, it's happened.
Yeah, it happens a lot. And I know somebody had said, where'd it go? Nate also said that, Troy, you and I need to complain to YouTube because he has notifications turned on for all of our vids.
Yeah.
And they're not getting notified every time we upload. So it's like, YouTube kind of sucks. But
it does. There's a lot of features that are well intended that just flat out aren't working. So that's something to.
And
let's hope it improves over time.
My 276 subscriber stayed. It's
Good.
been a couple of days. It hasn't gone away. So I'm going to be planning the trivia night. And Troy and I got to put our heads together and figure out what the prizes will be because there'll be 3 prizes. We might do something simple like some DVDs or something like that. Not sure yet, because when we hit the milestone of 300 for me, I'll be doing, of course, better type of prizes. Yeah, this is just a fun thing just for us to get together and see how much you know about me and Troy and our channels.
Yep.
So it's just something to be meant to be fun. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. If nothing else, just the I know the answer to that one.
Yep.
So I'm going to set that up, and you should see notification about that as soon as we figure out what the gifts are, because I don't want to set it up until I know what the prizes are going to be, because I'll be sitting there going, I don't know what I'm going to give to people yet. So as soon as we figure that out, I'll be posting the trivia night. I figure out there'll be 15 questions. There will be 3 winners. So whichever people in the chat have the most amount of points at the end, they get prizes.
Yep.
So that's the fun stuff. And with that, y'all know what I always say.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well good and fun. But it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat and you're dropping your comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room, just enjoying each other's company and having a great time. And you aren't just our friends. You are our family.
Yeah.
We love you guys, and we appreciate you being here so very much. You can be anywhere right now, and you're here, and that means so much to all of us. So thank you again for being here, for spending this hour with us, and we will definitely see you next time. Have a great night, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone.